Hello everyone, welcome to Charlene's World. Let me get right into it. I know you stopped because you saw that title about me having a stroke at the age of 30. Yeah, that definitely happened. Back in March 2002, I was heading out with my sister. We were in New York. We were about to go celebrate my new divorce. That was going to happen like the week later. We went to celebrate, and unfortunately, when I got on the bus, because it's New York, we don't necessarily drive all the time. You can walk, take the bus, train, cab. So we took the bus. It wasn't gonna be about maybe 20 minutes to get there, and we got on the bus, smelling good, looking good. I was ready to celebrate my divorce, and little did I know, I ended up having a serious migraine, and that serious migraine turned into an actual stroke. The terminology for it is AVM. It's called Arteriovenus Malformation. That's it. And so, with that being said, that happened. I was 30. I had 3 young children. I just moved from Michigan to New York a few months before because I was planning my divorce. So I wanted to get myself set up, have my husband bring the kids to me from Michigan, and then we would have done our split. That didn't happen. I ended up having a stroke, having to go to one hospital. But before going to that hospital, the ambulance thought that I was drunk because I had slurred speech and I couldn't stand or walk. So they were trying to do like a sobriety test. And I don't drink. So anyone who knows me, I don't drink. But if I do drink, it's never like that. So my sister, I could hear her telling the 2 ambulance people that she's not drunk. We didn't even get to the party yet. We had to literally get off the bus because she had a migraine and she didn't feel good. Anyway, they asked me my name. They asked me my birthday. I responded. In my head, I am responding to them. I'm responding my name, my birthday, where I live, everything. But to them, it was coming out gibberish, which was the reason why they thought that I was drunk. I could not stand because the mobility in my body gave way. I don't know how else to explain it, but I couldn't feel my legs. And like I said, I had this terrible migraine. Didn't know what it was, but I knew that something was wrong. So they finally took me to one hospital in Brooklyn, and then it turned out that they had to end up flying me into another hospital in Manhattan because they were better equipped to handle what I was going through. At the time, I didn't know what was going on. The first thing in my mind was, I filed for this divorce. My divorce is going to be finalized next week. I have to head out to Michigan for that. I just started a new job. The kids were coming. They were literally on their way within hours of visiting, coming to spend time with me. And the funny thing about it was, the first thing I could think of is, oh my God, I didn't pay my life insurance premium because I didn't know what was going on with me. I didn't know if I was dying a slow death. I didn't know if I was going to be impaired. I didn't know if I was ever going to walk again. 30 years old, and I didn't look my age back then. So I'm in my 50s now, but when I was 30, I looked like I was 18, 19. And for me, it was, I needed to make sure that my kids were going to be okay. I didn't want my kids to live with their father. It sounds cruel, but I knew that he wouldn't take good care of them. So I had a lot on my mind. I had a lot on my plate, and I couldn't communicate. That was another thing. Not only could I not stand and walk, but I couldn't speak either. I couldn't write my name. I couldn't even see you clearly. when I look at you, you know how both eyeballs meet up and at a focal point for you to see crisp and clear? I couldn't see that. All I saw was double of everything. And that messed me up also. Anywho, long story short, my mom became my healthcare proxy. They explained to me what options I had to get better. I had to either have surgery where they would have to open up my head and play around with the artery, see which one it was that actually ruptured. That's what happened. An artery in my brain ruptured. And so it was leaking blood, but it didn't do a lot of damage for me to be paralyzed or worse. So for me, God was on my side. I had two options, either the surgery where you cut open my head, or the other one was embolization, where you go through my groin, and I'm up and I could see them going in my head, and that's exactly what happened. I had my mom become my healthcare proxy, and I told her in so many words that I wanted to do the embolization, so we did that. It's only by the grace of God that I'm here, okay? Because there were so many people that had the same thing that I had and never made it. Like, they never turned out, they never got back to the way they were. They were impaired in some form of fashion. They were either paralyzed on one side, or, you know, they couldn't speak anymore. And, you know, one health issue trickles down and something else happens. Well, for me, the only thing I had was that I needed to learn how to walk again. I needed to learn how to talk again and write. So those were the main thing on my agenda. And my mom, between my mom and my ex-husband, they took care of my kids while I was in ICU. And then once I was in ICU, they got me a regular room. And then from there, I went into a nursing home. That nursing home was the best. The doctor that I had was amazing. I believe both of my doctors, the neurologist and the other doctor who actually helped me to walk, were phenomenal. And it's funny because I look back and I'm like, wow, I didn't have to be here. Like, my youngest, at the time, I only had 3 children. And my youngest at that time was 3. And she's now 25. And to be able to see her now with her family, her children, and all my other kids and their families, it's just amazing. I never take life for granted because I was blessed so many times in so many ways. But when I tell you I earned everything that I did, as far as getting back in good health and learning how to walk and talk and write, I want to say 2 months after that situation, because I lost the first job because of my hospitalization, I went in and did an interview through a friend of a friend on Wall Street, and went and did this interview. The guy didn't know who I was. He just got my resume through a friend, interviewed me. The whole time there, because my walking was crazy, I had to literally walk with a cane. But that morning, I said, I'm not walking with a cane. I got to figure this out. We're talking about New York City, on a train and bus, going up and down the stairs and so forth. I took my time. I threw on my pumps, my suit. I killed the interview, okay? I spoke slowly. I tried to pronounce my words clearly because I knew that if I went in there and I gave off that something was wrong with me, I wasn't going to get that job. And I needed that job. I had my kids here. I was living with my dad. And after the hospital, he said, well, I don't want you living on your own. Come stay with me. So we stayed with him for a little bit, but it was hard. I would have to get up every morning and take those kids to school on the bus, 2 buses. People would not get up and give me a seat. Even though they saw me with a cane and 3 young children, they refused to get up and give me their seat. It was just crazy. But I knew that as long as I was breathing, my kids didn't ask to be here, I had to fight. I fought for my kids. I fought to be here. And like I said, thank God he gave me the opportunity to get well, be healed, had the best doctors, the best care, and all the love and affection from my family, from my parents down to my siblings, extended family. They all came and prayed over me in ICU with blessing oil. I never saw my father cry ever. And my father cried like a baby. God rest his soul. He passed away a few years ago. But that was the first time that I knew my father loved me. That's weird, right? Never told me he loved me. But during that moment in time that I was dealing with, he showed up and showed out. But I wanted to share that because we think that strokes happen to people in the older age, and that's not true. I was 30, young, vibrant. There was no reason why I would have had this stroke. But they said I was born with it, born with an extra artery, and that extra artery is what ruptured. And that could have ruptured because of the stress I was going through. I had just relocated from Michigan to New York. I had to look for a job. I was saving up money. So much was going on at that time. And I think it took a toll on me. And so we need to do better. We need to listen to our bodies. I know we push ourselves a lot. We could do a million things at once. We're superwoman, we're superman, but you have to listen to your body, especially African Americans, and especially if your diet isn't the best. You eat a lot of greasy foods, fatty foods. You're setting yourself up to get sick at a younger age. So yeah. I just wanted to share my testimony. I figured it was a great opportunity for me to share, and I hope that you got something from it. Live better, do better. Let's live for our children, right? Our children are the reasons why we're here. Let's live long enough to see them have children and their children's children, right? So we got to do better. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. And like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. This channel is strictly about life experiences and testimonials, and so that's what I'm sharing on this platform. Take care. Thanks. Bye.